Welcome to my channel Education by Haneet. So children, today we are going to do the poem in the Bazaars of Hyderabad. Okay, and this is written by Sarojini Naidu, who was a major political figure, and she was the president of the Indian National Congress and the first woman governor in India. Okay, so she has written this poem. So let's see what she says. The poet talks about the products offered in the old bazaars of Hyderabad. The sight, smell, and sound of the different items being sold come together in vivid images. Okay, so she is describing her tour to the old bazaar of Hyderabad, and let's see what all she says. So she says, "What do you sell, O ye merchants? Richly your wares are displayed, turbans of crimson and silver, tunics of purple brocade, mirrors with panels of amber, daggers with handles of jade." Okay. Now in this stanza she is saying, she begins with the question to the merchants, the people who are selling, the vendors, about what they are selling. She sees that the goods are displayed nicely to attract the buyers, because see here you can see richly your wares are displayed, right? And then the merchants in reply answers that they are selling crimson and silver colored turbans, purple brocade tunics, mirrors with amber frame, and daggers with handles of jade. So jade is a kind of a stone, okay? A green colored stone. The next paragraph. Then she walks further and then she asks the other vendors, "What do you weigh, O ye vendors? Saffron and lentil and rice. What do you grind, O ye maidens? Sandalwood, henna and spice. What do you call, O ye peddlers? Chessmen and ivory dice." Okay. Now, as she proceeds further in the market, she sees the maidens, the peddlers, and the vendors there. She asks the vendors what they are weighing for sale. So they reply that they are weighing saffron, lentil, and rice. Then she asks the maiden girls what they are grinding. So the maiden girls reply that they are grinding sandalwood, henna, and spices. Okay. And now she sees the peddlers and she asks what they are calling as a trade cry. So they say that they are selling chessmen and dice made from ivory for the game of chess. Okay. And why the peddlers? The peddlers are the salesmen who walk on foot. Okay, and they sell their things to many people here and there. They do not have fixed shops, just like the maidens have, the vendors have. Okay. Then the third stanza, I feel, see. So what do you make, O ye goldsmiths? Wristlet and anklet and ring, bells for the feet of blue pigeons, frail as a dragonfly's wing, girdles of gold for dancers, scabards of gold for the king. The poet now goes up to the goldsmith and she asks them what they are making. So they reply that they are making wristlets, anklet, and ring to adorn, as in bells to be tied to the feet of blue pigeons. Okay, now the bells to be tied to the blue pigeons, because these bells are also made from gold, and these bells are as thin and lightweight as the wings of a dragonfly. Okay, they are so lightweight because the pigeons they have to wear it, and pigeons are already so light and weight. Okay. Then they say girdles of gold for dancers. Girdle, they say that we are also making golden girdles for the dancers. Okay, now what do you mean by girdles and scabards? So girdles are the belts. The belts the dancers they wear on their waist. Okay, and scabards. Scabards for the kings. Scabards of gold for the king means scabards are the cover of sword. So they say that we are making golden sheets for keeping the king's swords. Okay, these all are made of gold. The next stanza. What do you cry, O ye fruitmen? Citron, pomegranate, and plum. What do you play, O musicians? Sitar, sarangi, and drum. What do you chant, O magicians? Spells for aeons to come. Now the poet in the poem says, in the bazaars of Hyderabad now as the fruit sellers, what fruits they are selling. So they reply that they are selling citron, pomegranate, and plum. Now, as the poet asks the musicians what instruments they are playing, so they reply that they are playing sitar. Now, here sitar means sitar, a musical instrument. Then they also say that we are playing sarangi, drum. Okay, and then when she goes to the magicians and asks them what they are chanting, so the reply is that they are chanting the spells of bring in aeons. Aeons means a divine power who would help him perform his magical tricks. For aeons to come means, if you will see the meaning of aeons to come means future. So they are chanting the spells of they are chanting those tricks that people will remember in the future also. Okay, they will never forget those tricks. Then in the last stanza she says, what do you weave, O ye flower girls, with tassels of azure and red, crowns for the brow of a bridegroom, chaplets to garland his bed, sheets of white blossoms new garnered, to perfume the sleep of the dead. So here in this last stanza, the poet asks the flower girls what they are weaving with the azure. Azure means deep blue color, okay? And red tassels. Tassels are the strands of flowers. The flower girls are making garlands for the bride and the groom and to adorn their bed for the wedding night. To decorate the bed, okay, the wedding bed of the new bride and the groom. Then they also say that they are making sheets of newly brought white flowers for the use on the dead man grave. Okay, so they are also making the sheet of white flowers for the grave to perfume the sleep of the dead, for the use of the on the dead man's grave of fragrance. Okay, and in this stanza there is a contrast between a good ritual, a wedding, and then a ritual which is a death. Okay, so there is a contrast between wedding and death. Okay, so the same flower girl weaves flowers for the good occasion, for the happy occasion, that is wedding, and for a sad occasion as well. Okay, so overall in this poem, if we'll see this, the poet represents, Sarojini Naidu represents an Indian market to give us a sense of rich Indian heritage. Okay, so if we'll talk of Hyderabad, so the Nizams, the rich kings, the nobles, they used to live there. This poem was her protest, and if we'll talk particularly about this poem, so this was her protest against the European products and the appreciation of Indian goods. Okay, so this was somewhere in relation to the that Swadeshi movement going on at that time. Okay, so here we come to the end of this poem. I hope you have enjoyed it. Thank you.